to another episode of Comic Book Reviews. If you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. I review comics for Comic Crusaders. I also have my own franchises, Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi and Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter. They're available on Comics Central, Indie Planet, and Comixology. Check them out. Stay tuned to this broadcast for more information. Also, like the Facebook pages for each franchise for more information. Check out my Patreon site for some neat original artwork and shows that you won't find on YouTube. Hey comic book fans, Kevin Given back with you once again, reminding you that I do comic book reviews on two sites, Comics for Sinners and Comics Crusaders. Today we're going to review two comic books, The Orville New Beginnings #1 and Kiss the End #3. Let's start with Kiss. This issue opens with our heroes in concert singing Creatures of the Night. It's 1983 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Their popularity in the U.S. has waned, but abroad it's soaring, and this is clearly one of the best showings at any concert in their career. Our hero is facing his inner demon, literally, and is being threatened for failing in his mission. Will he succeed? He has two more chances before it's all over but the crying. Looking at the creative team, Amy Chu and William Messner Loebs have Jay and Mania attend the concert. She dresses Jay in Ace Frehley makeup. They walk into Maracana Stadium while the band is singing War Machine. Dynamite is doing, well, a dynamite job in bringing closure to the 70s iconic rock band, which changed the face of music and comic books forever. This team is bringing us a tale of supernatural intrigue with a hellish demon as its antagonist. Tongues are planted firmly in cheek as this satanic creature sends Jay out once again to find the Sword of Immortality, which was apparently stolen by Gene Simmons. Once again, Jay is having too much fun at a Kiss concert to be concerned with his mission. I love reliving history with this writing team, and they sure know that Kiss was once dubbed Knights in Satan's Service, or we wouldn't be here today. This title is turning out to be a good send-off of the band and its fans. Great stuff includes Jay's ultimatum, even if it was slightly rushed, and Jay finding Mania on a beach in Rio de Janeiro, attempting to communicate with the natives. Edu Mena has a good feel for this band. We are put into the time period in a realistic way, and Gene, Paul, Peter, and Ace in this issue, though actually it's Vinnie Vincent, the Ankh, on this tour. A slight overlook here, as the lead guitar player apparently is Ace. Eric all resemble the real band members as drawn here. The concert scenes bring back memories, as they should, and it brings us a sense of deja vu that we Kiss fans clamor for. Highlights include Jay confronting the Lord of the Wasteland, and later the members of Kiss in Ace's makeup. In conclusion, nostalgia and good times are felt throughout this issue, and we can relate to Jay's plight. What would we, as die-hard Kiss fans, do in Jay's place? Will he finally stop enjoying his romp through history and find the Sword of Immortality for Mania's father? It's great fun and an improvement over Blood and Stardust. The band is still not in it as much as I'd like them to be, but I believe this issue sets us up for that very confrontation, which will happen, hopefully, in the next issue. 3.5 stars, 8.2 rating from this comic book reviewer. Now let's look at The Orville New Beginnings Part 1. This is from Dark Horse Comics. Kiss is from Dynamite. Star Trek fans have been waiting patiently for a new Star Trek series. For a minute, the bad robot Kelvin timeline was all we had. I admit I enjoyed these movies, but there was something missing. The J.J. Abrams people traded our space drama with thought-provoking plots and twists for action and adventure. Abrams freely admitted that he was more of a Star Wars fan than a Star Trek fan, and it showed. So we anxiously looked to CBS as they promised us a new series, Discovery. This became a mixed bag as they had new actors play iconic characters, Sarek, Spock, and Captain Christopher Pike. They clearly got Sarek wrong, though James Frain does as good a job as any actor could with this role. But Anson Mount gave us hope as a spot-on Captain Pike. I really want a Pike series, but please don't give it to Alex Kurtzman. The Discovery people decided to go dark and gloomy and made an R-rated series, which split the fandom, and it became the least watched Star Trek series in the history of the franchise. But now we come to the Orville, which is watched by most Star Trek fans and does a better job of showing the bright hope for the future theme as envisioned by creator Gene Roddenberry. And now, here's the comic book. Will it live up to expectations of a good Star Trek comic book as an Orville comic book? Let's look at the creative team. David A. Goodman opens this issue with a dream sequence where our good captain lusts for his first officer and ex-wife Kelly Grayson. The editor's note places this issue right after the first season episode Mad Idolatry. Then Captain Mercer and Lieutenant Gordon take a shuttlecraft to answer a 100-year-old distress call, and we see the playful banter that we've come to expect from these two as Goodman shows us how much he loves this TV show and gets the characters down pat. In a humorous subplot, the Mo clans have a child named Topa who want to send the child to school even though he's only 8 months old, yet his maturity level is on par with a human child of 7 years. I'm really having fun with this issue, and it captures the feel for the TV series in a great way. The story, as most setup stories go, is slow to start, but it's so much fun, and the guest aliens in this issue are a real hoot. I'm enjoying each page. The other David, Cabeza, captures our heroes perfectly. It's also a bright issue for a modern sci-fi comic. In both cinema and comic book format are dark and gloomy. Some of them are unwatchable and unreadable. Cabeza knows that the Orville started as a parody of Star Trek, but now commands a good portion of that audience, as fans in the show has come a long way from its first season until now. Therefore, he avoids the cartoony style of many artists who might be tempted to approach an issue like this in that manner. It's a realistic take on a show that's starting to come into its own. Technically, Discovery is a better-made show with a bigger budget, but for character-driven narratives, I must go with the Orville. It's actually fun, and the characters are people you can care about, and this title captures that with both the writing and illustrations. In conclusion, just so everyone knows, I don't hate Discovery. I gave the first season episode a good review, but I did become disappointed with the show, as the writers didn't seem to get our Vulcan first family. But now I'm enjoying the Orville more, and the comic is a great adaptation from people who seem to follow the series and love it as much as I loved the original Star Trek. I'm only a casual fan of both Discovery and Orville, but I enjoy Orville a lot more. After 2 seasons of both shows, this issue is a great setup, and the end brings us a shocking revelation of what brought the captain and his friend to the planet's surface, and the aliens are a pacifist society, not used to the violent ways of off-worlders. The aliens are almost a parody of the Hulkins from the Star Trek episode Mirror Mirror. If that society had gone to the birds, that is. I love this comic. 3.5 stars, 8.8 rating from this comic book reviewer. If you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. I review comics for Comic Crusaders. I also have my own franchises, Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi and Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter. They're available on Comics Central, Indie Planet, and Comixology. Check them out. Stay tuned to this broadcast for more information. Also, like the Facebook pages for each franchise for more information. Check out my Patreon site for some neat original artwork and shows that you won't find on YouTube. And that was our look at comic book reviews for this week. Until next time, this is Kevin Gibbons saying so long and keep reading those comics.